All right, kicking it off with a couple injury updates as far as status for the game. Josh Oliver and Jay Ward will be out for the game. Both guys are progressing and hope to have those guys next week. And then Cam Robinson will go in after a full day of participation today. He'll go in questionable, see how he comes off of today's work. But he looked good, and I'm very encouraged. But he will be questionable for the game. Hope everybody enjoyed their Thanksgiving, and absolutely looking forward to being back at US Bank Stadium and seeing our fans do their thing on Sunday. Good football team coming in, well coached. JG's doing a really, really good job with their team in all three phases, and it's going to be a very big challenge for our team. But fortunately, we are back at home and expecting a great home environment. With that, we did get Gabe Murphy back to the practice squad, and Daniel Jones did arrive today and make it out to practice to be out here with his teammates. Awesome to have both guys on the field today.
Coach, how different did the Cardinals look from when they were here for joint practices? It seems like they've changed quite a bit since then.
Yeah, I think they've done a really good job. Even then, though, I remember talking to Jonathan just about how hard they played, and it seemed like they were off to a really good start building his vision of the football team, and I think there's countless examples all over the tape and their results this year that just speak really highly about what he's building there. So they're a really good team. Kyler's playing really, really good football. They've got, they're physical really in all three phases, and I think that their defense causes a lot of schematical issues to work through for your guys out there on the field. So we got to be totally connected. We got to have great communication, and we got to have a true all-11 kind of performance against a group like this.
How would you describe what Budda Baker is for them, and how much he moves around, the different things that he can do?
Yeah, and it's, he moves around. He's in some spots where he's kind of hard to get to, but yet he's still somebody that, is going to be around the line of scrimmage, even though maybe he's not initially, and he can get down there in a hurry. Very few players that I have as much respect for as I do for Budda. And that goes back, my years in the NFC West. That goes back, getting to spend some time with him at the joint practices. Plays so hard, physical, instinctive. He really is, a high impact player at a position that they're using him in a way where he impacts a lot of plays. So we got to know where he is, and that goes for a few guys on their defense. Really talented group.
What do you have planned for Daniel as far as catch-up sessions on the playbook and stuff?
Yeah,
like that?
we're gonna kind of get him, piece together little by little of our system, while also making sure he's investing in the game plans we do have, because there is there can be a difference between looking at the play sheet from a practice right after Thanksgiving versus the playbook that sits on everybody's desks upstairs. So it's a good mix of both. We do have experience with quarterbacks coming in from last year, and kind of understanding kind of how we want to onboard those guys. And then I'm going to, I think it's a matter of Josh and Grant spending their time with him. And then I'm going to, make sure that I get get some individual time with him as well to make up for, build the relationship up, continue the relationship, and just kind of see where he's at. And kind of our jobs are to put him in the best possible situation to improve and keep growing as a quarterback, and that's what we're going to do.
What do you see as that next step for Daniel in his quarterback progression?
Yeah, I think it's he's played a lot of football, so I think it's one of the things that we definitely don't want to do is just, hey, you're in a new place, let's just forget everything that's happened, because I think there's some real good examples of some high level football that he's played. And then just kind of figuring out through the dialogue, communication of, hey, what are some things that you personally have been working on? When you watch the tape, what are some things that you see that you think you can improve on from a consistency standpoint? We'll take a look fundamentally, where he's at from a base, balance, body position, all the things we talk about, and then start slowly kind of, slotting that into how it affects our offense and running our plays that we have here. See what kind of carryover concepts that he's got comfort with, and you're really doing two things at once. You're building a longer term kind of foundation, but at the same time, keeping a mindset on, if Daniel's called upon to play, we want to make sure we're not wasting time, on the present, making sure he's, ready to step in if need be. But as I said, I love our quarterback room. I feel like, we're incredibly fortunate to have the depth in that room that we do, as well as JJ, and his, learning, development, all those things going on a daily basis, and Sam Darnold playing as well as anybody in the league right now at the position. I mean, I really do feel like Sam's had a year we envisioned, but all credit to Sam Darnold for making it come to life.
When you talk about 2022, do you have to bury that hatchet or best to just leave that alone?
We'll find a time to maybe have a discussion about that. I may or may not have said to him this morning, our team's really looking forward to getting back to US Bank Stadium. I'm sure you are too. But yeah, I remember that. I remember that afternoon like it was yesterday.
What's your impression of Jamon Davis after a couple practices?
Yeah, flying around. I really like the physicality he plays with. He is a explosive athlete, downhill explosive athlete. I think our goal right now is just to put him in positions to do what he does really well, which is run, hit. If it's applying pressure, if it's playing in space, I think he's, I hope he gets off to a fast start because he's going to have an opportunity to do so.
Kevin, just how would you describe what Garrett Bradbury's knowledge of this system has done to help Sam throughout the year? I guess, even going back, just learning it where he is now.
Yeah, I think it's important because that dialogue between the center and the quarterback, regardless of how you put together your system, who's responsible for what at the line of scrimmage, to me, that dynamic of, that collaboration between the center and the quarterback with the play clock going down on the road, crowd noise, all those things, those two positions provide such poise and clarity for the other 9 guys in the huddle. Either those guys up front, the running backs in protection, the timing and rhythm of our pass game, the physicality of our run game, the angles, by making sure we're, getting to the best play we can when we've got to play on a can, or if there's any uncertainty, those guys and their dialogue have to resolve that in a very short amount of time. So Garrett being the high-level player between the ears that he is, I think it does help Sam. I think it's helped him numerous times this year. Make it about Sam doing his job within our offense, and Garrett's huge for that. I don't know how to take that. I don't know how to take that when we offer last couple and nobody's got interest in the last couple, John. You got to go with the time for 2 more. Maybe that'll work.